Hey everyone, welcome. Okay, so in today's video, I want to talk about Apple. Now, Apple, as we all know, is a behemoth of a tech company, and they have performed year over year, quarter over quarter, earnings over earnings. But this time around, when Apple was about to release the earnings, I had doubts in my mind thinking, because I read an article in Bloomberg that says that the global 5G demand is slowing down. And I know that Apple bet it really heavy on 5G. So my concern was that can Apple really sustain the earnings? Can Apple really go out and deliver the strong earnings for this quarter? And of course, to my surprise, like they always do, they had an amazing earning. So an analyst report came out right after the earning, which was very exciting for me to see and also to read what they are talking about. But before I go into that analyst recommendation or what they are talking or what they are sharing with us, I want to give you some of the highlights of the earnings that came out. So in Q2 of 2022, quarter ended March of 2022, basically, that they are saying they had a revenue grew about 9% or revenue growth of about 9% year over year. Net income grew about 6% year over year, which was exactly in line with the estimates. On top of that, they had a year over year or double digit year over year revenue growth recorded by services, 17%. Mac 15%. So when Apple shifted the processor from Intel to their own silicon, it was a big shift, a big change. And I, at the same time, switched my laptop. My laptop is now the new processor from Apple. And I'm telling you, the difference that I noticed was mind-blowing. My fan in my older Mac would go all the time. As soon as I would open like 10 browser windows, the fan would start to go. But since they shifted to their own processor, the fan doesn't go out or the fan doesn't turn on, and the Mac is much more cooler and lighter. So I know that they are seeing some amazing performance internally. Along with that, demand growth also slowed in China, which was 3%, which I thought is going to take an effect. But I think their services industry kind of made up for that. And then now we are talking about that Apple and other tech stocks, of course, are all struggling with the inflation and with everything that's going on. With all this, Apple proved two things. Number one, that Apple is the leader, and Apple was actually able to deliver a strong earning given the weak market conditions. That was number one. Number two, that I really felt was very, very exciting for me was that Apple will find ways to generate the revenue. Doesn't matter if it's in the product, Apple can generate the revenue in the services sector, but Apple will find ways to generate the revenue, which was really, I would say, exciting to see that companies like Google, which of course didn't had a good earning, and Amazon, which had a terrible earnings. Here comes Apple, which is of course not a new company. It is a company that has been around for a long time, and we expect Apple to come out and deliver every time, and they did again this time. So this analyst is predicting that Apple will have 12% upside from where it is right now. Their price target for Apple is $175, while Apple is sitting about $157, $160. So I've always said that in my previous videos, that Apple is one of the safest stock for you to park your money. Because if you look at the Apple chart, it doesn't go like Tesla or anybody else. So if you are looking for that safe bet, and that's what I have done in my portfolio, I have divided my portfolio in a way that I put, I would say about 30% of my portfolio is in Apple. That stays stable. And then remaining in Tesla and other stocks, Tesla more heavily because I want to be able to gain that momentum. And I have recently did a video on Tesla, and I know that Tesla is going to be a blast of a company in the coming time. So here's what I feel in the next quarter to look for Apple. So I think Apple, with the reopening, with the travel, with people are on the plane, people are traveling, they're using more of their devices now outside the home. Yes, work, they had that surge in 2020. But I think as we open, we are going to see people use their devices, and also the sale will also increase as in the summertime. But when we are going to hitting the Q3 of 2022, that'll be an interesting point to see how Apple is going to manage the supply chain issues. Now, supply chain is supposed to get better as we go towards the end of this year. But I'm not too positive about it if we are able to see that ease of supply chain in the coming days. But I'm sure that Apple is already thinking about ways and already figured out ways like Tesla did to kind of manage that supply chain shortages. So I think big companies from here on is going to come out and deliver a better result for supply chain. I'm not talking about the stock because again, macroeconomic factors are very different than the inside of the company, what they are doing. Because what the inflation is doing, what the GDP is doing has nothing to do with how Apple is managing the supply chain issues internally. But it was very exciting and refreshing, in my opinion, to see Apple come out and deliver these kind of earnings in these kind of situations when all other companies are struggling. So I still believe that by the end of this year, we can see Apple about $180, $185. I predicted back in when Apple was $120, $130 in my last year's video in June and July. I said that Apple we could see easily at $170, $175 by October, November, and Apple was trading at that level. Now I'm saying that Apple will be about $180, $250, around that, over that by the end of this year. So if you are looking for a safe bet to put your money, again, not a financial advice, just my opinion, which I will be, basically parking your money in Apple, which is a very, very low beta stock. I think the beta is about same as the market, which is 1% or 1.0 or 0.98, something like that for Apple. It's an amazing and excellent choice to kind of park your money, safe money to put aside, because you know that Apple, even if it comes down to 150, is going to go back and reach that at 170, 175, in my opinion, about 180, 180, 250 by the end of this year. So let's see if that comes. So hope you like the video. And if you like the video, then do consider subscribing to the channel and also hit the like button. And for more one-on-one conversation, consider joining our Discord and Patreon, links in the description. And I have a Momo link as well for free stock. If you like free stock, of course, I love free stock, so take advantage of that. Until next time, you all have a sparkling day.